back. Yeah. Apparently I've explored everything here. I'm going on to the next area. Time for me to keep... I don't even remember what I was trying to do now. But I'm sure when I get out to the main Koronus map, I'll see what I'm doing, because I'm explored that, nothing there. Got that. So yeah, moving on. We're trying to get to. Fire did that. Attack. Can I get here? Can't do that yet. I know what I want to do. Shouldn't that let me travel to you? Alright. Let's go back. Oh, because I haven't traveled here yet. Gotcha. Probably someone's going to attack me. Let's do this. Enemies of humanity have been spotted aboard the ship. War beasts have enthralled the crew in charge of one of the macro cannons and massacred those who resisted the heresy. Lord Captain is their only hope. Rogue Trader and her retinue will personally go and face these contemptible foes.
Let us not dawdle.
Just a minor setback.
Ooh, corn.
You will beg for mercy, but I will grant none!
Surrender to the dark powers!
spot soon.
On it. Consider this a taste of what's to come. I'll make it happen. I'm ready for whatever comes. I'll see to it personally. Another enemy down.
Alright.
Swift and silent.
I am not your Xenos pet monkey. No weakness is hidden from my sight. If it serves your cause. I understand your intent. The soul slips beyond the
Wow,
veil.
that actually worked.
I won't go down easy.
I'll do it.
Doubt is for the weak.
I'll do it.
I am his will made manifest. Faith without deeds is worthless. This is why I was chosen.
I'll do it.
Doubt is for the weak.
I'll do it.
None can escape the Emperor's judgment.
I've suffered worse.
You are trying my patience.
My place is at the fort. No matter the cost. Victory is reduced to dust. Follow my lead. It will be done. I took care of this one. At your beck and call.
Let's see to it. I'm done with this one.
Nice. I was worried about I mean, bloodthirsty. Did I drop anything good? Find out. Not really. Alright, let's get the hell out of here. Great job, team. Well done. Do this unidentified void ship first. That's... Oh no, this is now Dark Survivors. That's the next section. Oops, sorry. A box notification from the Augur crew drowns out the usual noise on the bridge. An Imperial vessel, the Darkpiercer, and its escort ships are headed your way. Your archives make no mention of either the ship or its owner. As you consider your course of action, the ship's captain contacts you first, introducing himself as the Pilgrim. The captain greets the rogue trader courteously and offers to purchase any information you might have on crystal phlogiston deposits. Ask why the captain called himself the Pilgrim. The captain admits he has not always done the right thing in his life, but he once beheld the blessing of the Emperor himself and has followed a special path of service to him ever since. That is the path he now treads as the Pilgrim. And why do you need phlogiston? The captain's coarse laughter echoes forth from the box. Phlogiston is a part and parcel of many different aspects of life in the Imperium. How exactly his customers are going to use it is none of his concern. All that the Pilgrim promises is that the phlogiston will be used for the good of humanity. Jai immediately remarks that someone without a name is not to be trusted. Deals with such people do not tend to end well. If she were you, she would first find out his secrets and then scrupulously remove him from the equation. Sis Argenta sincerely believes the words of the Pilgrim. A cow or a golden Aquila are no prerequisites for being his true servants. If the captain sincerely wants to help the Imperium, perhaps by his own methods, there is nothing questionable about extending a helping hand. And what will we get in return? The Pilgrim has been exploring the Koronus Expanse for years and knows many of its secrets. He promises to let you in on intriguing rumors that may be of interest to someone with your skills and capabilities. Nope, not enough. Looks like the captain of the Darkpiercer is unsurprised by your reaction. He is willing to pay in golden securities for any information on phlogiston. Oh, that went way up. How about this? We'll propose a deal. Valuable information in exchange for granting the Pilgrim right to mine phlogiston using the Von Valencius extractiums. Good. The captain of the Darkpiercer is in the best of spirits. In gratitude for your invaluable help, he sends you a small box containing ancient maps and documents. They appear to speak of a certain imperial world lost many centuries ago. Then, in a somewhat conspiratorial tone, the Pilgrim relates a story about a standoff between two Xenos fleets, which he was told by an acquaintance. The person in question, sadly enough, died at the hands of the Inquisition before they were able to pass on the coordinates for the crash site of one of the Xenos ships. However, the Pilgrim knows for a fact the vessel meant its demise on an ocean world. Farewell. Another ship. Do I have any extractives? Wish I could buy those on the World Wide Web. I've seen a planet burn once before. Saramaga. Exterminatus was invoked. Incendiary cyclonic torpedoes were deployed. The world burned for several months until there was nothing but ash. The bizarre structure observed from orbit appears to be the ruined estate of a wealthy noble. Further searching reveals the remains of an envirodome, a landing pad, the main manor, and servants' quarters. It is impossible to determine what exactly happened there. The search team has found something truly disturbing in the main hall. An opulently clothed skeleton sitting at the dinner table. The table is set with gold plates covered with old, blooded piles of bones. The bones on the plates are clearly human. No other remains have been found on the estate. Search through the remains for anything valuable. The scouting team returns with some expensive weapons taken from the skeleton. After finishing a report, they hurry away, whispering prayers. Let me see, I need to get back so I can tell Calico 22 all about his planets that he's wanted. Welcome, you lieutenants. Please, please come right in. Our chief, she'll greet you. And you nitwits, quit your gawk and get to work. What is going on here?
Do these monkey truly spend their brief lives digging through
Lieutenant's
refuse?
pride, the name Lieutenant
Why
search
do
for
they
my
not
history of a
choose
family
another
from the Koronus
path?
Expanse to investigate.
Find another self?
Ship perished in the
These
war.
people are humble at heart and diligent in their work, as all...
A tired-looking woman of indeterminate age, clad in work clothes, breaks off from a task to greet you. She freezes momentarily, clearly unsure how to address you, then says simply, "Your ladyship, please excuse me. I don't really know your name. Welcome to our little colony. May the light of the Emperor be with you and with us. My name is Rita Makasamova, and I'm in charge here." What is this place? See, that's just too pretentious. I would never say that. We just call ourselves Rita's crew, and this place is Rita's camp. That's it. We're recollegers, scavengers, in common terms. She does not speak the word scavengers with any kind of disdain. On the contrary, there is dignity in her voice, the kind with which one would announce their affiliation with a respectable guild or family. What did you do here? What do you do here? Right now, we're getting this old heap of junk, slowly but surely. That's a recolleger's life for you. They drop us off at some decrepit station or an ancient battlefield. We just sit there for years on end. We look for working tech, valuable materials, whatever else might be useful. If we find anything, we sell it to passing ships. Not the easiest job out here, but these wrecks are chock full of all kinds of dangers. But, and I swear on my plasma torch, it's an exciting one for sure. This little bird's got all kinds of bells and whistles. Most of the tech is dead, but we do find working pieces now and again. We spent 2 whole months clearing out this shaft we found. Finished just 3 days ago, actually. We found this thing up weird looking, but still functional. Rita's expression brightens a little. Perhaps your ladyship would like to buy this component from us? I'll bet that big ship you've got could get plenty of use out of it. I'll buy the component. Well, isn't this something? The Emperor himself must have smiled upon us. I mean, thank you, your ladyship. You'll be pleased with the results. That does, but anyway. You know, your ladyship, it's kind of embarrassing to offer you this, but over in that corner there, we keep things we don't rightly understand or can't really use. You can send some of your people to check it out if you'd like. Clearly you know more about the stuff than us. You might find something useful. Unlikely, but I do want to ask, you haven't come across any Imperial stamps in your searching, have you? We definitely haven't found any stamps here, your ladyship. I keep a record of all the bits and bobs. Then again, hang on, your ladyship, I just remembered something. Here you go, your ladyship. Rita holds out a weighty seal. There are scratches on the handle where a coat of arms should be. I don't know if this is what you're looking for, but we got this thing in a trade with some shady bloke years back. My father thought it was something important, so it's just been gathering dust until today. Take it as a gift. We have no use for it anyway. So you've got your own ship? No, not even close. Luxury like that? You can count on the recollegers who got their own ship on one hand. An old worker's hand that got sucked into machinery 3 times and slashed by a plasma cutter twice. We fly with whoever, most likely taking our chances. Sometimes we hitch a ride on the promise that we'll pay with whatever we find later. Other times we find some other means. Risky business, obvious. 5 or so years back, our crew got dropped off at an abandoned station, but something wasn't right with the life support system. The ship came back to pick them up 2 years later, found nothing but bodies. And about 15 years ago, back before I had my first little one, a ship took 3 crews to location and ran into pirates on the way back. The ships go out on expeditions for years at a time, and so it was ages before anyone realized they were missing. And it was even longer before they remembered the scavengers. Plus, it took some time to find a ship that could check on them and pick them up. Long story short, all three crews had bought it. Yep. Can you tell me anything about this wreck? Not much. We're no eggheads, you know. We're manual labor. It's an ancient thing, pretty dangerous, and we don't really know much beyond that. Before we came here, some tech priests had done their own bit of gutting. I mean, ritualing, bowing to the spirits, all that. They don't tend to leave whole lot of valuables behind, it's true, but it's way too scary to go in before them. And hey, we dragged a dozen of their broken servitors out of the mines after. The carcasses smell awful, but you can pluck a decent number of parts out of a servitor and sell them. Doesn't seem like there's anything nasty living inside the wreck now, but the wreck itself is barely holding together. You go a couple modules from here, and that's it. You won't take another step without fearing it, for that broken reactor might cook you alive, or a whole module might depressurize. Well, it's nothing we haven't handled before, so we're going to have a poke at it. We don't have a clue what this ship is or who it belonged to. You take pride in your trade, I see. Sure do. It takes skill, luck, good head on your shoulders. We risk our lives every day crawling on top of these old buckets. If something goes wrong, we die, by the score sometimes. One moment we're there, the next we're gone, kind of like work ants. But you know what, your ladyship? Our job also has something, how should I put it, poetic about it. I hope you don't judge me too harshly and don't take it as insolence. But some people, even big people like you, think too highly of themselves. Let's say your ship hops into the warp someday and doesn't hop out in time. And around 1,000 years later, another gal like myself, who needs to feed her 3 ankle biters somehow, will be rifling through the remains looking for anything good. That's just the nature of things. Each of us comes and goes, but the way the world works stays the same. We all have our lot in life, and mine is just as good as any other. You are amusing, little Monkey. Your life is shorter than a moss, and you spend it digging around the carcasses of the dead malevolent metal, but you speak of eternity and the stars. I like it. It's like seeing a starlight reflected in a puddle. You speak as if the world is set in stone and none of us can change anything for the better. Those are some big things you're talking about, way out of my depth. Change for the better? Heck, that'd be nice. If I was younger and didn't have 3 youngsters back home, maybe I would dream about stuff like that too. But as it is, I've got no time for dreaming. I've got to work. I can't take you from the place. It's not safe here, and sooner or later it will drift somewhere so remote that nobody will ever find you again. But this is our whole livelihood, your ladyship. You take us from here, and what are we going to do? Sit in some old hold, slaving away? Here, we've got our own colony, our own operation. No, this is our path, and we won't stray from it. I see. Your ladyship, please don't take it as insolence, but it's not like I have much choice. It's not often that we get well-stocked ships around here, and we can certainly use more provisions and some warm clothes. If it's something you'd be willing to provide, we would gladly barter for it, with whatever we can dig up inside this here ship. It's just a respectful offer of fair trade.
Is there money to be made?
One and it's done.
Damn safe, the contents of similar stations are stored when hacking is empty. You should not try to open it.
Sister Argenta, do you want to pray together to the Exalted One when we return to the ship? But it has to be somewhere private. I don't want to ruin my reputation as an unscrupulous trader.
Sometimes I think you are not such a bad person, Jai, and it unnerves me.
What a peculiar thing.
You are different from your kin, Iliad. And that worries me. Not knowing what to expect means I always have to be on my guard.
You are unusually perceptive for a monkey, and you have such an unruly nature. Perhaps I should take a closer look at you too.
That's how it's done.
No extra sound. Oh! How to access safes. Well then, can I open this now?
My pleasure.
Let's see, I'm not gonna worry too much about it. Still.
Rise to the top, or get left in the dust.
I'm sure there's nothing over here. Alright, let's get out of here. That's an interesting little side thing. I wish I could have traded with them, but I guess
I always have a backup plan.
That was cool. Let's leave now. Let's actually finish, save the Aldari survivors. The clan servicing the glowing systems have reported an incident of sorcery. The shadows in the cabin and quarters are coming to light. The voidsmen say they see strange writhing things lurking in nooks and crannies at the edge of their vision. They look away, the things spread over the room, gnawing on everything in their path, attacking the weak and infirm. The strange creatures cannot be caught. It is almost as if they sense they're being watched and sink into the many cracks between the machines and bulkheads. Let's order that the monsters be banished with faith and prayer. The ecclesiarchy mission on board the void ship held sermons in every corner of the haunted chamber. The many voiced chants and holy rituals manifested their power, and the demons skulking in the cracks vanished without a trace. The crew was cheered, and they praised the God Emperor for his protection. A violent battle is unfolding before the rogue trader's eyes. Patrol ships from the quarter fleet are tearing apart two small Aldari vessels. Once they are finished with them, the void ships will give chase to the third, already damaged vessel, clearly with the intention of destroying it as well. Seeing the last ship's impending death, Juliet calls out to the captain, her voice trembling slightly. Only the rogue trader's intervention could save her kin from the massacre. Send the message to Incendia Quarter's fleet, ordering them to stop the battle. The Boxmaster relays the Lord Captain's demand to stop the battle and soon returns with a reply. According to the quarter ships, the group of Xenos are malicious criminals that are guilty of raiding the systems plants and robbing merchant vessels. Incendia Quarter's void ships are intent on performing their duty before the Emperor and exterminating the Xenos. Juliet suddenly watches the unfolding chase through the stained glass windows of the captain's bridge. She grimly concedes that no crime should go unpunished, except her kin were flying transport ships. It should have been impossible for them to rob a ship, let alone launch a planetary raid. Vessels such as theirs simply lack the firepower to do so. The Mon-K are lying. Ask Quarters Patrol for proof of the Xenos transgressions. The pilot captain reluctantly admits that there is no conclusive proof. The system is sometimes the target of pirate raids. However, this changes nothing, for his servants have no mercy for the enemies of humanity. Domain Corps' warships cease fire immediately and retreat. Unwilling to engage in an open battle against the flagship of a foreign dynasty, the patrol reluctantly leaves its prey and retreats to the edge of the system. Meanwhile, the wounded Xenoship is rapidly distancing itself from the recent battlefield, attempting to hide in the shadows of the nearest world. Every attempt to contact it is met with frustration. The Vox Smasher reports that the vessel is in deplorable condition. Who knows how much more the xenotechnology can endure before the irreparable happens. The Eldari are too scared and resentful of the Mon-K for the recent deaths of their kin to answer incoming hails. Despite this, Juliet is certain that she can convince them to cooperate with the Elantok if she's allowed to speak with them. We'll let Juliet speak with her kin. 2 watches pass, and the Xenos finally decide to answer Juliet's pleas concerning the Elantok's assistance. Guardedly asking how exactly the Mon-K can help their vessel, the Eldari note that the humans' primitive technology are incapable of healing the Eldari vessel's wounds. The sudden benevolence of one human is equally incapable of bringing back those who perished in the recent engagement. Let's give the Eldari the rogue trader's protection by accepting them aboard the ship. This could be interesting. The Eldari accept their fate with forced humility. They do not resist, but neither do they appear uplifted by their rescue. They see their stay on a Mon-K ship as imprisonment filled with uncertainty about what awaits them next. After a few watches, the Xenos' suspicions are validated. The presence of outsiders who filled the lower decks was perceived by ordinary people as an invasion of godless mutants. Shouting prayers to the Emperor, they were rushed to depressurize the compartments containing the Xenos alongside those who were touched by the filth of the unclean. The horrible news shakes Juliet. She blames herself for the deaths of her kin and regrets the hatred for Mon-K toward her kind. A foolish product of fear. Well, we're going to punish them. This rogue trader sends a punitive squad to the lower decks to hunt those responsible for the Xenos deaths. Yeah, Juliet can only shake her head. Mon-K deaths will not bring her kin back to life. It will only spread even greater hatred, and the gap between humans and Eldari will grow even wider. Sometime after, Juliet comes to the Lord Captain, haggard, still holding on to hope. She says that she came aboard the Mon-K vessel and set off in the darkness in the hopes of finding her kin, but found only corpses slaughtered by humanity's hatred. No, she and the Lord Captain were not always in agreement. The Elantok still tried to lend a helping hand. In gratitude, as she promised, she shares the coordinates of her kin's cache. Alright, so that's good. Kind of sad, too. This planet is devoid of even the most primitive forms of life. However, the crew has made quite a strange discovery. A mirror lying right in the center of a huge crater. A completely ordinary mirror in a frame, by all appearance. Pristine condition. Oh, we're going to destroy that immediately, because that's just... The crew blasts the crater, raising a cloud of dust that blocks the Argo array. Confirming the mirror's destruction is impossible for the time being, but it could not have survived such a powerful explosion. Definitely not. Yep, I don't trust that at all. I do not trust a mirror like that. So, let's take out these ships in battle.
This void ship will not be defeated.
find out. Well, first.
Where we tread the unfaithful fall.
Fuck you. Alright, so didn't read the last part. The squad boarded the vessel without issue. Corrosion has laid waste to the ship's system, which has led to the death of the entire crew. The interior is full of dairy corpses. No weapons were found on board. The dead Xenos, judging by their clothing, were not part of any warrior caste, merely the crew of the now defunct ship. Xenos yearly claims to have recognized the symbols on the dead Aldari's clothes. They were civilian refugees from the craft world Kudarak. That was what that was. That sucked. By the arduous labor and unbreakable spirit do his faithful servants fuel hundreds of imperial worlds. Their entire lives are an example of true service to humanity. Yearly Ed is not having a good day. So that's all that done. Alright, let's move on. The enforcers from different decks of the Von Valencia's vessel reported a terrifying sight. The skin of some crew members has become translucent, revealing knots of muscle and blood vessels beneath. Worse yet, small, spider-like insects were seen scurrying inside them, snow-white, sparkling like ice. The transformed could not see this phenomenon in themselves or anyone else, only occasionally complaining about a prickly feeling in their extremities. Some were branded as mutants and killed. The survivors reverted back after the vessel emerged in real space. The warp releases from its embrace, for now. Much here. That's all I can guess. The Santiel's pride hives are oozing noxious haze veined with sulfurous streaks. The Promethean fumes from the gigantic distilling cauldrons located beyond the temperature shields. Vast, endless deadlands littered with spots of Prometheum stations, and refineries separate from the colossi of rockcrete and adamantine with its crown of gargantuan spires. The heat of the system star has turned this world into a boiling but lucrative gland within the body of the House Court of Protectorate. It's hard to tell what's more impressive, the grotesque grandeur of this place or its extreme toxicity. Nice world. Yeah, I can't do anything. Well, that was fun. Alright, I know that's the next spot on my map that I want to go to. But, because that's next quest, I think that'll finish whatever act I'm in, Act 1 or Act 2, I don't know. But I kind of want to travel to these two and check that out, which will be probably be a fight, because that's even charting that course is going to be dangerous. So hopefully that'll open up that to that, so I can hit that to the main whatevers. Then I need to. What other question marks do I miss? That one I kind of want to check out. To get to Eldaric Cage. Well, I haven't been there either. So that plant, that system. I'm sure all this is going to open up more stuff once I hit the next act and finish that. Probably stuff up here. Maybe? I don't know. I don't know. So that's 3 more systems I need to explore. 4 more systems I would like to explore. That'll be actually 5. Jesus Christ. 1, 2, 3, 4. I want to hit that just to see what that is. So I gotta make sure I save. Probably 3. Yeah. So boom, boom, which should link that where I can at least go, you know, back and forth now without having to, you know, because right now if I spend those anywhere else I won't be able to use them. Like if I were to make these safe, which is not my intention. Wish you could get more of those somehow, but we'll figure it out. So, with that, I want to thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you are, please leave a like, drop a comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. It means a lot to help the channel grow, and I do appreciate it. Until next time, love you guys. Hope to see you again soon. Take care now. We'll talk to you later. Bye for now. Lord Captain, the astropath acquired caught a glimpse of pouring vision coming from Rainbow 6. Something has breached the colony from underground. Soon after, a new sector of deep tunnels had been put into operation and was overrun by monsters. They lurk in the darkness, swarm in the shadows, attack quietly, leave nothing in their wake, consuming flesh, plastic, and rockcrete. The churring of 1,000 claws herald their approach, and desperate cries can be heard in the silence of the tunnels. Praise be to the Golden Throne. These creatures do not seem interested in getting to the surface. However, they have seized several active mines and are doing ever only knows what. Blow up the tunnels to prevent any more casualties. Let them rot in the dark under the weight of the world's soil! Remote controlled trolley loaded with explosive and sent into the dangerous tunnels. Many lamented that the cave-ins from the explosion would not be big enough, and that the enemy would be able to find their way back to the colony yet again. A series of tremors shook the mines, and the monstrous roars of crumbling earth filled the empty tunnels. Clouds of toxic smoke have erupted from the depths of the mines. The blockage of stone dirt has separated people from these terrible invaders, whoever they were. Lord Captain, we received a report from Dargonus. Some common folk have, from the now ruined Scipione 84-249 have succumbed to the heresy of defiance, forming into engine vandal gangs. They now ride among the wasteland on the wasteland adapted cleaning Goliaths. They have declared themselves outside the law, raiding the hive's outskirts only to escape retribution in the toxic wastelands. Many of them did not want to obey your more than equitable decision to send them to the restoration site of Scipione, and thus they have fled the labor settlements, committing the heresy of disobedience. Rumor has it that the Brigadier clan, in charge of debris removal in the ruins of Scipione, keep in contact. We could pass on your words to the renegades via the Brigadiers, or force them to disclose the locations of the rebels' nomadic camps. How do they survive in the wastelands, and why do they decline my rule? This is a rather uncomfortable way of life, your ladyship. They must always be wary of acid rain and hurricanes, moving a decent distance from the hives. If they do not plan on raiding at the moment, they get their food from abandoned outposts, paying for it with the lives of those killed by autonomous security systems. Water and promethium are rationed very strictly. They live by marauding and occasional hunts and plundering, sometimes their own kin and sometimes the outskirts of the hives. They are a tribe of degenerates and barbarians that is rapidly developing its own clan culture. The civilized residents of the hive shoot to scum any chance they get. What do my advisors have to say? If the ancient Vandals have managed to tame ancient machine spirits, then that means they are technomats or even tech priests among their ranks. That renders them negotiable. It would be efficient to utilize such renegades instead of disposing of them. Promise of reward for every piece of technology found in the wasteland of Dargonus and returned back to the dynasty will ensure their obedience and tractability. If you wish to exterminate them, Elendoc, do not waste your time on hunting them down. Instead, deceive them into defeating each other with a prize, a weapon, or a trophy that they can fight for. After the Monkey are finished slicing each other up for the right to obtain it, your warriors shall finish the deed. This tactic proves itself to be very useful against your kind. The aristocrats of Dargonus despise them, but are also secretly afraid of them, correct? Renegades that can invoke such fear. I wonder, if I had exiles like this on my home, would they have curbed the ambitions of my brothers and sisters? Would they have supported me in my case of conflict? Oh, I am scheming and conspiring right now, am I not? Bravo, Lady Cassia. Do not be ashamed of the unique abilities bestowed upon you by your heritage. They are your birthright. And what is this Brigadier clan? This is a union of the workers and technomats who have been working on the lower levels of Scipio. Small-scale bosses of the watches and the ships, useful common folk who have proved their worth with diligent labor and valuable knowledge. Of course, they stand much lower than the esteemed trader, let alone the aristocrats. But the common folk heed their kin, and the brigadiers have both the authority and the ability to manage them. The Scipians keep to themselves, but the brigadiers have not shown any signs of disloyalty. They were the first to volunteer to return to the ruins of Scipions 84-249 and set up the debris removal project. They are certainly useful and are accustomed to praising the Emperor through their labor. Moreover, their grief at the loss of their home and the resilience with which they have accepted it made them appear like heroes and martyrs in the eyes of the other commoners. Pascal, direct a message directed at the Omniscient renegades. Let them serve the acquisition of knowledge. May the lost be found yet again. The former servants and serfs of the Omnicide that are now part of the Engine Vandals were glad to actively collaborate and redeem themselves in the eyes of the Deus Mechanicus. The common folk did not dare to judge this unit, fearing the menacing priests clad in scarlet. High rates had become a rare occurrence. The expeditions are returning from the wastelands with relics that had once been lost to the vast plains, which make their way into the dynasty's vault via the Brigadier clan. Alright, I just decided to check out some of the colony management stuff, which is, it looks like that's the in-game system that Alki likes to put in their games, so it is what it is. Yeah, thanks for watching. Talk to you guys later.